The man just accidentally put watermarks on the white paper, but he instantly realized that something was wrong with the paper, because the numbers on it were very similar to the date of a disaster. To confirm his suspicions, Cage wrote the numbers on the board. Then he went online and searched the numbers. To his surprise, he found that the numbers corresponded to the day of 9/11. Even the death toll matched the mysterious number on the paper. This instantly made Cage break out in a cold sweat, because these numbers are from 1959, but 9/11 was a disaster that happened in 2001. This means that the numbers predicted a disaster 40 years later. To find out if it was a coincidence, Cage wrote the numbers on the board. Then he googled the numbers. To his surprise, he found that the numbers corresponded to dates of major disasters around the world. Even the death tolls were exactly as reported on the news. Realizing that these numbers were a bit scary, Cage immediately went to his astronomy friend. He said the mysterious numbers on this piece of paper predicted disaster. According to the theory, tomorrow there will be a major accident in which 81 people will die. But his friend thought it might be a coincidence. There was no scientific basis for it. When he got home, Cage was inconsolable. He stayed glued to the TV to watch the news, but in the early hours of the morning he found no news of the disaster. When Cage woke up the next day, his son called him and said it was raining. Cage had to go to school to pick up his son, but on the way there he was caught in a traffic jam. Just as Cage called his son to wait patiently but inadvertently glanced at the coordinates on the navigation. Panicked, he took out the mysterious paper to check, and he realized that this was the exact place where the disaster had happened. Cage got out of the car without saying a word. He asked the traffic police what was going on up ahead. The police officer said there was just a car accident, but in the next moment the police officer suddenly ran towards the back in fear. Cage turned his head and looked. An out-of-control airplane had crashed into the ground.